I like that handshake. That was like really like soft and sweet. Little sweaty though.
A little sweaty? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little clammy right now. I want to go look at some clothes if you want to follow me.
Okay, yeah, I'll walk with you for a sec. I just met this girl on the street and we had a 1.5 hour instant date that led to us setting up another date. But this never would have happened if I didn't know how to flirt. The conversation would have dried up fast and she would have viewed me as another weak guy who probably sucks in the bedroom. I'm gonna show you 10 things that I did in this interaction that made things playful and romantic so that you can just copy my game. This will allow you to stop getting friend-zoned and actually have conversations that make the girl feel something and that lead to dates. Let's take a look. I like that handshake. That was like really like soft and sweet. Little sweaty though.
A little sweaty? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little clammy right now.
So right off the bat here, I'm giving her a compliment. I'm like, I like the way your hands feel. They feel soft and sweet, which is I'm framing her in a feminine way, and this is quite sexual. Now, I'm also giving her a little bit of a tease. I'm also saying, you know what, but they're also sweaty. So this is what you would call a push-pull. I'm varying giving her a bit of validation in a sexual way with also pushing her away a little bit. Now this is good because when you only give a girl validation after validation, it's inauthentic. It seems fake. And it can also put a lot of pressure on the girl. But I'm also varying it with a teasing, so this is great.
Yeah, I lose every pair of sunglasses I get.
I don't know, they might look good on you though. Let's try them on you. What do you think?
These aren't really the kind of sunglasses I wear, but
No, they look good on you.
thank you.
So right here she gives me a compliment on my sunglasses and I'm thinking in my mind, all right, I'm gonna put the sunglasses on the girl. And this is great because immediately I'm getting her to follow sort of my commands, if you will. I'm getting her to do, even if it's a very menial task, even if it's like, wear these sunglasses, she's starting to follow my lead. Okay, and it also starts to create a connection because she's wearing an article of clothing of mine. Now, if you're a guy that's having trouble approaching women in the first place to even get into a conversation, or you get into a conversation, but you just can't seem to keep it rolling, like you run out of things to say, click the link below this video, watch my free training. It's gonna show you more about how you can start getting dates every single week.
Are you about to make a corny joke? What?
No, I'm not about to start singing YMCA.
Okay.
I'll save that for later.
Okay.
If I really like you, I'll start doing the YMCA dance.
Okay, I'd like that.
I was just talking about how I was working out at the YMCA, and she thought I was gonna say a corny joke, and it just made me think of the YMCA dance, you know, popped out of my head. And she's like, oh, are you gonna do the YMCA dance right now? And so I respond with, you know, maybe I'll do it later if I like you. So a couple things just happened there. One, I'm future pacing the idea of me and the girl hanging out later, which is great. So this is a visual that's starting to get implanted in her mind in a frame. So it creates an open loop where she wants to keep talking to me. You know, even if she doesn't want to see the YMCA dance, it sort of has a subconscious effect on her where she wants to see what happens next. The other thing, it's like I'm sort of setting up an evaluating frame where it's like, if I like you. So what does that do? It tells the girl that she hasn't completely won me over yet. So it means that, well, I believe that I have some value, right? So it shows high value with me. And it also makes her want to actually contribute and invest in the conversation to wanting to prove me over. I'm a better dancer than you, so.
Okay, sure, buddy.
I can really break it down.
Okay, let's see it.
Nah, it's later.
Yeah,
that's later.
Exactly,
We gotta
exactly.
too early on, you know.
Okay.
It's like.
Well, you want to talk that shit.
So right here, she tells me that she's actually a stripper, and I'm like, no, I'm a better dancer than you. This is just some competitive teasing, right? So this is a playful vibe, and you can see that she's actually playing with me back. She's like, oh yeah, you keep talking that shit, sure, buddy. So this is great. And once again, what I do is I then future pace the idea. I create an open loop. I'm like, yeah, later.
Yeah, I forgot your name already.
Joey.
Joey.
It must have been my eyes. So she forgets what my name is, and I reframe that as, it was because of the fact that I have beautiful eyes, right? It's because of my eyes. So this is great because I'm framing myself as an attractive person in a cocky way. I'm not gonna wake up next to you and like have a kidney missing or something like that, am I?
No,
I need my kidneys.
I don't know. Depends on how much they go for.
Oh gosh. All right, right here is a classic hypothetical situation where I'm creating this fantasy-like situation, but I'm also injecting a sexual frame. I'm planting something in her mind, right? And so it's this exaggerated idea of, you know what, if I were to wake up next to you, my kidneys would be missing. You would sell my kidneys, right? So it's a joke, but I'm also at the same time making her think certain ideas, creating certain frames of me and her actually sleeping together. But it's also with humor, so I can get away with it.
That's the vibes that I was getting from you.
Yeah. You know, if we go on a date, I might just bring an alligator. I don't know.
Okay. Plug around with some alligators.
So right here she asked me where I'm from, and I tell her I'm originally from Florida, which I am. And then she says, oh, that makes sense. That's kind of the vibes that I was getting from you. And I'm like, yeah, so on our first date, I'll probably bring an alligator or something. And once again, what am I doing here? I'm using exaggeration, I'm using humor and fantasy to inject ideas of me and the girl doing something together. And so notice how what a lot of my flirting is coming back to me and the girl. A lot of what you guys are doing is just talking about random logical things. But there's never a frame of you and the girl ever doing something, and that's why you get friend zoned in your interactions. Out there just wrangling gators. That's where I get all my strength from and my good looks. I was telling her about how I used to catch alligators when I lived in Florida, which is a true story. And then I was saying, okay, that's where I get all my strength from and my good looks. Once again, what I'm doing here is I'm being a bit cocky. I'm like, yeah, I'm strong and I look good. This is just a good frame to have, that I'm strong and I look good, but it's also done in a playful way.
Yeah, I need to see some videos. I don't know.
I'll show you later, maybe. So she's like, I need to see some videos of you actually wrangling these gators. And I'm like, I'll show you some videos later, maybe. Once again, what am I doing? I'm creating an open loop. Maybe you're gonna get the chance to see these videos later. So, I don't know, you seem kind of interesting. I like your vibe. Do you like coffee or do you like tea?
I like both, but coffee. Have you ever been to the Villa Cafe?
Right here, what I'm doing is I'm about to lead the girl on an instant date. And one of my favorite ways to do this is to ask the girl whether she likes tea or coffee. Because most of the time she's gonna answer one of these options, right? And so she's gonna say tea or she's gonna say coffee. And I'm then gonna be like, oh, there's a coffee shop around the corner. Let's go get some coffee really quick, right? And it's almost gonna be like her decision because she's made that choice of which one she's like. So that's a little bit of an influence technique, but that's really what I'm doing here. High level is I'm about to lead her on an instant date. So after this, she buys some toothpaste or something, but then we go to the coffee shop and we hang out for like an hour. Keep in mind, I literally just met this girl today. And so right there, we set up another date and then I walk her back to the car. Now, if you're a guy that wants to have this ability, I can tell you this is something that I learned. Okay, I was low confidence. I didn't know how to flirt. I didn't know how to lead. I didn't know how to connect with the girl on a deeper level. Okay, these are all things that I had to gain through mentorship, okay, and through practice and accountability. If you'd like my personal help with this, I will walk with you step by step until this is a skill set that you have and you can meet women, quality women, anywhere you go. So click the link in the description and you can actually apply to work with me personally.